Hello everyone, it's Tay of Shantae Plans and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I am going to be talking about why I was afraid to start bullet journaling and why you shouldn't be. I am new to bullet journaling this year. As at the time that I am filming this video, it is March, so I have now done 3 months worth of spreads. I still consider myself very new at this. It is something I'm really enjoying learning and something that I'm really glad that I gave a chance this year. But bullet journaling for the longest time was something that I found incredibly intimidating. And I think because prior to bullet journaling, my type of planning was just sticker planning, right? So I've been sticker planning for several years. With this type of planning, I purchased a sticker kit. I use it to create monthly and weekly spreads. And I feel like because I've been doing this for so many years, this was very much my comfort zone. It was something I knew that I was capable of doing well, and it was something that I knew how to create these types of spreads, right? But that was my planning style, and it still is. I don't want to say was as though it's past tense. I am still very much a sticker planner. But I would say for the past 2 years, bullet journaling is something I've been watching videos about on YouTube and seeing people create these amazing spreads, and absolutely like watch a video and walk away feeling like, well, that's just something that's just not in my wheelhouse. I'm not capable of doing that. I don't have the calligraphy and brush lettering skills that I saw other people doing, where they would write out their months and it just looked amazing because the calligraphy and the brush lettering was so beautiful. And I also I don't really draw in my planners. That wasn't something I was doing. And I have seen just like a incredible range and spectrum of what you get when it comes to bullet journaling. You have some people who do things that are very just kind of like doodling in their bullet journals, and they try to keep it a little more minimalistic. And so it's really interesting watching those videos where people share like sort of very easy techniques if you're new to bullet journaling and you don't want to do something super elaborate. And even with that, I was like, but I'm probably not going to like doodle every single month in my journal. I don't think that would be something that I would do consistently. To people who were doing a little bit more advanced drawing with markers and highlighters and micron art pens and things like that, to people who would break out full-on watercolor palettes and paint masterpieces, absolute masterpieces in their journals. And I was just like, I am out of my depth. It was just like, no, I'm not in this league. And so it kept me from even giving it a try for the last 2 years. And then this year I decided to give it a try, and I was watching a bullet journal video, and someone said something, and I'm sorry now that I don't remember what video it was. I literally have just been watching so much bullet journaling content lately. It's all a blur. But I was watching a video and the girl said that your bullet journal is customized to you, however you want to do it. It's not about making you fit your bullet journal. It's about making your bullet journal fit you. And that totally changed the way I was looking at bullet journaling. And I said, well, if I'm not trying to fit what I've seen, if I'm not trying to make myself be that, and I just use a bullet journal that would fit me, well, what would that look like and what would that be? And that was a game changer for me. And the first thing I realized was, well, it's definitely gonna have stickers because I am a sticker planner. And it's so funny, I was talking with my friend Danny, who is Danny with a Planning on Instagram, and we were laughing about what my style of bullet journaling has become, because the shorthand for bullet journaling, if you're unfamiliar, is Bujo, B-U-J-O, the B-U from bullet and J-O from journal. And she was joking and saying mine should be called Stick Joe because it's stickers and journaling. And I think that is so completely accurate, because I absolutely decided, okay, if I'm going to try bullet journaling, I'm going to do it with stickers. That is much more authentic to me, and just made a lot more sense. So let's start flipping through this, because I've got this open to just like my intro cover page, which this was so much fun to create. I did not come up with this idea on my own. I did see, I think her YouTube channel is Plans with Llamas. she'd created an interactive intro cover page to her bullet journal, which had this cute little wheel design that spun. And I saw that and I was like, that is so clever. I absolutely think that would be such a fun way to open up my bullet journal. And I loved the idea and decided to add that to my journal. I still have not created my 24 good things for 2024, which is what this page will be. I am very much excited and looking forward to decorating that. That's the last page that I need to do in this preamble intro section of my bullet journal. Then I have my letter to my future self page. This was so much fun to create. I really enjoyed this, and I loved the concept of writing a letter to myself that I will then open next January of 2025. I thought that was a really cool idea, and that's the thing that I've have found so much inspiration and in seeing other people's bullet journals and seeing the way they format them and seeing the potential of what can be included in a bullet journal. I think especially if you are someone who's new to bullet journaling like I am, and I'm so excited to be able to take you guys with me on this journey, because it's kind of different even than what I was doing, even when my channel started early in doing like my sticker planning. I think by the time I had started my YouTube channel, I'd already been like planning for like maybe 2.5 years. And so it wasn't like that fresh, brand new, we are just barely weeks into this type of experience. And so it's really cool. It's like I get to share this entire arc and journey with you all of me trying to figure out what it is I'm doing with this bullet journal. So we've got that, and that ends the yearly spreads, or the spreads that aren't month specific. And then we go into my January page, and this was so much a learning experience and trying to figure out what it was that I actually needed to have in a bullet journal, and whether or not bullet journaling was going to be something that would work for me. Going into the very first spread that I created in this journal. And what I found was I really enjoyed pulling in washi tape, and of course utilizing my stickers. And I didn't draw in this spread, and I think that is something that was really exciting for me to realize that I didn't have to. I think that's the biggest thing. Like if you're watching this video, and when at the end of this video, what I want you to come away from this thinking is that even if you are not someone who does calligraphy or brush lettering, and you don't draw or paint or do anything like that, you can still do bullet journaling. You can decorate it however much you want to, or however little you want to, and you can really customize it and make it something that is totally your own. And so what I found, because a lot of times with what I was seeing was people would do their monthly and weekly spreads also in their bullet journals, and I was like, well, I don't need to do that. I already have my monthly and weekly spreads in my decorative planner. And so that was the other thing that made me think, oh, well, maybe bullet journaling is not for me, because I'm not even doing monthly and weekly spreads in there. But there are some things that I did need, and especially in pertaining to keeping up with the monthly and weekly spreads that I was doing in this journal, where all of the sticker kits that I was ordering for it, I always liked having an order tracker to keep up with the orders I was placing, so I would know what I was getting and when things were coming in. And so I love having an order tracker in my bullet journal now. I got this idea from watching bullet journal videos on YouTube to track movies and TV shows I'm watching. I love the memory keeping aspect of this, because I'll be able to look back on these memories and see kind of what I was into at this time. And I think that part is really cool. I also track the kits that I'm using in my sticker planner, as well as my social media numbers, and then tracking music and things like that. And then the last page, I'm gonna be a little bit private with. I should probably like blur this, but I'm just sticking my hand there. That's just gonna work for this moment. It's just, I do a little bit of journaling, and I really like having a page where I can do some journaling, again, because I think what I am finding really, really fun about having a bullet journal is realizing it is a place to keep me organized and keep track of certain things that I really enjoy. And then it also serves as a really fun memory keeping element that works just as much as this works as a memory keeper. This is the same thing, just sort of different format. And it gives me an opportunity to try and be creative and express myself in a different way. And what's really cool about having a bullet journal is you get this very blank slate to work with, because you begin with grid pages that are just blank grid pages, as opposed to being in a planner like this where it's formatted with columns, because each of the weekly spreads are set up to plan out your week. Or of course, if you're on a monthly spread, then it's set up to plan out your month, but it's sectioned into all of those month days. Whereas with a bullet journal, it's set up where it's so blank that you can turn each of the pages into whatever it is that you want. And that part is really cool and interesting. Also incredibly intimidating. I don't want to leave that out, because while it's like, oh wow, you have all these amazing possibilities and amazing options, you also have this blank page staring back at you, and you're like, what am I going to do with this? What am I going to put on the page? And that part can feel a little bit intimidating, but I think that's where the joy of really getting a chance to watch all of the amazing people who have put out bullet journaling content can be just really helpful, because it gives you that starting point of understanding the potential of what each of these pages can be. And what I think was really cool and fun just in finding that inspiration online and finding the encouragement that made me realize I could do this thing. That part is definitely something I want to also contribute to the community, which is why I'm making this video, because I wanted to share what it's like if you are someone who doesn't draw in your planner, but you want to try out bullet journaling, that the opportunity to still be able to create a really fun and beautiful and creative spread is absolutely there, and you can do some fun things. So I printed out some pictures with my Sprocket and did a little bit of journaling to wrap up February. I like this because obviously I'm not writing down every single thing that happened to me in the month, but just highlighting a couple of really fun things. I went to a Galentine's planner meetup, and then went to a podcast tour for the podcast. It's called Here's the Thing. And that was really fun. Both of those events, so much fun. And then we get to my March spread, and this is where I really started to feel like I was starting to get the hang of this thing. So this is my third spread. We are in the month of March as I am filming this video, in case you're watching this much later than March of 2024. But it is March right now as I'm filming this video. And so this is my third spread and most recent spread. And I would absolutely say the thing that I have come to realize in terms of supplies that are different than the supplies that I'd been using in my sticker planner. So first things first, the kits itself that I've been using to decorate it. So this is a decorative kit. And if you're unfamiliar with what a like kind of a weekly kit, sticker kit looks like, for people who do this type of sticker planning, you tend to get pages with like full boxes, some boxes to utilize in your weekly spreads, your bottom washi. I did use some of this in this spread, by the way, which is why you'll see some of the stickers missing. But you get bottom washi, some date covers. A lot of these are pretty much the more common elements that you would see in a weekly kit format. But for a decorative kit format, and both of these kits are from Sadie Stickers, in a decorative kit format, you get something that's a little bit different, in that you get some elements that are specifically designed for journaling, and everything is scaled a little bit bigger, which is really nice. You get some really great options of larger florals and things to use. All upside down. The dots that I used in my little month calendar at the beginning of the month, some really fun torn paper, all of these different fun elements that I was able to incorporate into my journal because of the way this kit is formatted. It's formatted specifically for people who want to do journaling. It doesn't have to specifically be bullet journaling. It could be Bible journaling. It could be any type of studying. It could be any kind of decorative journaling that you're in the mood to do. But the format of this lends itself to working really, really well with a journal. And it's one of the reasons why I've become such a huge fan of the format of Sadie Stickers journaling kits. So, in having that, that gave me a starting point in understanding that I had really fun and great options of what I could do to decorate my pages. And then probably the other thing that I've really been utilizing the most is I have a lot of washi tape that I've been accumulating over the years of being a planner that I don't really use in my weekly and monthly spreads. Washi tape isn't something I normally pull into my personal planning spreads. It's just not my personal style. But from being in the planner community for so many years, I've accumulated a bunch of washi tape, which has been fantastic for my journaling because I have absolutely been pulling in washi tape into all of my journaling spreads, which I love so much because I'm now using the washi tape that's in my collection. The other thing that I actually just started collecting and accumulating since starting this, and I would say is the thing I've enjoyed adding to my planning supplies so much, has been highlighters. So I have highlighters. These are the ones from Mr. Pen. These are the Mr. Pen Sleek highlighters. And they are so cool. These are the Mr. Pen Sleek Chisel Tip highlighters. I have the Pastel collection and the Miranda collection from Mr. Pen. I also have these Mr. Pen highlighters, which I don't even remember like what the name of them, and they don't say if they're like sleek or anything like that. They just say Mr. Pen on them. And I know one of these collections was pastel. I've got 3 different sets here in this drawer. And so I was mostly looking for pastel colors. I tend to purchase sticker kits that fall into more lighter pastel-y type color palettes. And so I was absolutely wanting to have highlighters that I knew would coordinate with the types of colors I tend to like to use. And then I also have some mild liners. I love my mild liners as well. But I have to tell you, I tried getting a wide variety of mild liners. And what I have found is that the Miranda collection from Mr. Pen, and I probably am saying that word wrong, Morandi. If I'm saying that wrong, I apologize. But I find that color palette to be just so perfect for the type of colors that I tend to gravitate towards. I think that those are going to end up being my most used highlighters. I think if you're someone who's like me, who's used to and has been doing sticker planning and wants to try out bullet journaling, and you are planning to utilize stickers, if you've already been used to purchasing stickers and that part is normal and familiar to you, probably the only thing that may be a little bit different is then purchasing some highlighters. And I think you'll be pretty much set because I find that I'm able to do a lot with highlighters. And then, oh, I'm sorry, one more thing that has been so crucial for me, and that is my letter stickers that I've been getting from Paper Trail Plans. So these are the typewriter letter stickers from Paper Trail Plans. They're available in gold, light gold, silver, rose gold, and also in black. And I have them in all the colors except for light gold because I don't really like light gold. But these are absolutely amazing, and it's so wonderful because, again, as I have said several times in this video, at this point you're like, yes, Tay, we get it. We know you cannot do brush lettering. But yeah, I can't. And so because I can't, it is really awesome to have alphabet stickers so I can spell out the words that I want and the titles that I want to give each of my pages. And they look really nice. And I am someone who tends to write really small when you look at my handwriting. And so when I go to write bigger and write titles, for me, my handwriting isn't as cute. It doesn't look its best because I feel like I'm stretching past like my natural handwriting abilities. It's not my favorite thing. And so I have found these stickers to just be an absolute lifesaver for me. And so the supplies that I've added to my collection that passed my normal sticker kit supplies from my original planning style have absolutely been bringing in the alphabet letter stickers, bringing in highlighters, and utilizing the washi tape that I already had in my collection. And then of course using stickers, which I was already buying stickers anyways, and that was never going to stop. And so I'm truly enjoying and loving this. and really just thinking that if bullet journaling is something that you are interested in but have felt intimidated, and have seen other people do it just like in ways that make you feel like, oh, I can't do that, I really don't want you to feel that way. I really want to encourage you to find a way to make it your own, because your bullet journal is about you. It's not supposed to look like someone else's. It's not supposed to fit someone else's style. You can have it formatted however you want. I've been going with this kind of 6-page format so far, and I think I'm gonna add in some habit trackers next month and see how that goes for me. And I think this is just going to be a process of really just learning for me, and just seeing what it is I like, trying out new things, and don't be afraid to try something and feel like, ugh, it may not work. Oh, also, fun fact, I'll let you in on a little secret. Some of these pages are kind of thick. Like, this page is kind of thick. And you know why? Because when I went to first draw out this March calendar with my little highlighters, I totally messed up. And so I glued the 2 pages together. And so it's super thick because I kind of needed to just skip over that page. And so I just glued it together so you wouldn't see that there was a page in between where I'd made a mistake. And so this is a learning process, and you may not be great at it to begin with. I certainly am not. That has not been my experience. I did not start this great. And as much as I like it, and I do like it, there are some things about my like January spread in here that I kind of like, and there are some things in here I don't love at all. It's absolutely my least favorite of the ones I've done so far, but obviously it was the first one. I was still learning so much, and there was just a lot that I didn't know. But I think the main thing is you have to keep going, and you have to keep doing something, because you're never going to get better at it if you don't keep practicing. And so I absolutely want to encourage you, and also kind of keep encouraging myself at the same time, because this is a very new journey for me, and I'm really excited to keep going and see the potential of what I can do with this, because I have been having so much fun with it. So I am very, very interested to know, is bullet journaling something you've tried before? Is it something that you have been doing for a long time and you're like an expert and you're amazing at it? Is it something you're considering trying? Is it something that maybe you were like me, you considered but got intimidated seeing other people's amazing spreads? Let me know down in the comments. I would love to know your thoughts and kind of where you're at in regards to the whole bullet journaling conversation, or if it's something that's just like, oh, it's cute, I've seen other people do it and I like what they do, but it's just not for me. That's totally fair, and I totally accept that comment as well, because everything's not a match for everybody, and that's totally fine also. But I'm curious to know how everyone else is feeling about this, because I spent a couple of years being like, it's so cute, and like just sort of like watching it from afar and being too intimidated to just like, oh, I won't touch that one. But I'm so glad I did. I'm having the best time and just really enjoying the things that I am able to create. And this has just been a really fun journey that, why do I say been? This is a really fun journey. I'm still on. I'm on literally right now. And I'm excited to see where I go next with this. Also, super fun, right before we go here, I picked up a couple of new journals, and these were from Archer and Olive's Spring 2024 release. This is from their Cabinet of Curiosities collection. And so I got 2 journals from the Books and Flowers collection, which I ended up getting the same exact design. This is the Books and Flowers design. And it's beautiful, beautiful neutral tan color with the gold foiled book stack with flowers on it. I have it in a B6 size, which I think I'm going to turn this into like a little Bible journal or prayer journal, something like that. I think that's going to work for me. Then I have this A5 journal, which when I transition, because I feel like I think maybe in like April or May, no, May or June, I'm going to shift into this journal and finish out the second half of the year in this journal. And then I also got this square one, and this thing is so freaking cool. I love this, and this is something I follow Jenny Joy Journals on both Instagram and YouTube. She does these amazing spreads in her square journal where she does these really cool waterfall tabs on the edges, and because it's a square journal, you can make all of these cuts on the edge, and you've got a lot, like you've just got more width to work with. And so when you cut off like half an inch or an inch off of the end of the page, and you do that a couple of times, you can end up with this really cool waterfall effect on the edge of the page, and you've got so much width to work with that it's really easy to do something like that in a square journal, which is absolutely why I picked this up, because that idea is fascinating to me. Am I at this point completely certain of how I'm going to use this or when I'm going to start using it? No, not in a single clue, no idea yet, but I'm really happy to have it. At some point I know I'm going to get inspired, and I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do with that. And that's, as my parting words of wisdom, I put that in quotes because I don't think I honestly feel like I'm certainly not in a position to be telling anybody what to do with their bullet journal yet. I'm still way too much of a novice, but my parting words of wisdom, I would say the thing I'm happiest about is that I have been patient with myself in this process and haven't tried to push past my ready point. And I think about this spread a lot because of that, because when I started, what I did was I just left some blank pages at the beginning of the journal because I knew that I wanted to put some yearly spreads at the beginning of my journal. I just didn't know what they were going to be. I didn't know what it was going to look like, what I'd want to use to decorate them. I didn't know any of that. And so I just left some blank pages, jumped right into my first January spread, and started working on what I knew. And then once I figured out what I wanted to do here, I came back, but I didn't create this at the beginning of the year. I didn't end up creating this until the end of February. And so if you are someone who's like me, who's new, be patient with yourself. Don't try to rush and feel like, well, I have to know exactly what I'm doing with every single one of my spreads. I have to know exactly what to do with everything right off the bat. It's totally okay if you don't. It's totally okay to be patient with yourself and to pace yourself and learn as you go and try out new things with this, because it is new and it is a fun journey to be on. And so I do hope that this video was encouraging for anyone who felt like me and felt intimidated by bullet journaling. It's totally worth trying. It is so much fun. I'm so glad I did this, and I am really excited and looking forward to what comes next. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you're having an amazing day, and I will see you next video.